Welcome back, Paint Pod, the pod that tries to educate through conversation. And today we got our regular co-host, the man with the most, as they call him, Ivan from Maxi Blue from Geelong. How are you, mate? How's things?
Yeah, very good, George. You?
Oh, you tired, mate? Busy? How's your week been?
Yeah, mine's pretty good. Tell me,
Is
you're doing
it?
some night shift, I hear.
We got it, and David, our guest will know. We're doing Westfields Miranda. So from where I live, it's like completely the other side of the city, and we're doing night shift, and it was unexpected. So we're running day and night. So Costa's got the day stuff, and I've got the night stuff, but I had to employ some more people. And I found it actually surprisingly not that hard to employ some new people. But what I do find is they come with baggage or they come with bad habits. So here I am scrambling some SOPs together just to sort of keep the ship afloat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm actually apprehensive if I don't turn up now to work at night, because not that I actually work. As I say, I MC the organisation, but it's just because they're not long term employees and they're not in, as I call it, the CF system. I'm a bit edgy, but anyway, that's what we do. We live and learn. And
You have a long time to lead up to the project, or did
no,
it come
no,
up?
no, 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 no. You know what? One of our residential clients has got a shop in this centre, and he wanted some stucco and some wallpaper. Costa, not me. Costa does stucco and wallpaper. So I sent
Yeah.
Costa, and I went over a few times, and I got to know the manager, and we hit it off like a house on fire. You know what I mean? Lovely bloke, fantastic, young family man. We just got to hit it off. One thing led to another, led to another, led to another, led to another. We did a little bit more, just a very little bit, a corridor, this and that. All of a sudden, we're ripping half the centre. Again,
It's the best.
I'm not sure if I actually like the work. I'm not
Yeah.
sure if I actually like the work, Ivan, but it was there. I took it. So it happened like, I've got to get people in 2 weeks. You know what I mean? And
Magic.
you know how they have to go through committees and all this. Well, somehow they had a fast track on it. He had the go on it. He just needed to pick a contractor.
Lock in the contractor.
So
That's
it
good.
just like things just fell into place.
Magic.
So that's why I took it, because I know doing Westfields, it's a whole raft of checks and balances,
Yeah.
and so that's why I went with it. But again, I'm not sure sometimes. I'm not
How
sure.
long does the project go for? How long have you got to finish it all?
Yeah. I've got 2 more weeks.
Yeah. Wow.
I've got two
Oof.
more weeks, and we've been there for a week and a bit now. So,
Mm.
and at the start, it started off under time, but we're picking it up now. We're picking it up. So by the end of it, we'll be very, very close. So,
So you said you were looking for some people and you found it quite easy to get some good trades?
yeah, look, I got a big response, and usually you don't get a big response. I got a big response on this time, and I tried to handpick. Now, again, it's still shooting in the dark. You don't know what you're picking. Um, Look, as humans, they're good. They're good people. It's just they've gone elsewhere, or their upbringing, or they just get into some bad habits, which you and I wouldn't accept on our jobs. That's all. And then how do you relate it to them without hurting their feelings, as they say? You know what I mean? Because I'm not questioning their painting skill. I'm just questioning their systems, for argument's sake. So that's why I quickly put together some SOPs that, telling them it's not you, it's you can paint. They obviously can paint, and they obviously can keep to a schedule. But some things, like I said, that maybe I'm too resi. Maybe I'm too resi and not commercial, because half of them are commercial painters. I sort of noticed. Maybe that's the standard in the
Got bad
commercial
habits
world.
maybe from commercial.
I
Yeah.
don't know, because I don't do commercial. I don't know, Ivan, but it wouldn't work in the resi world anyway.
Mm.
Anyway, why don't we bring
George.
our guest straight in? He's been waiting a long time. A friend of the pod, a regular guest. He's going to be a regular guest.
Yeah.
Dave, our
No idea.
fearless, our fearless
Our
leader
most
from
regular
Accredited,
guest.
the program manager. Dave, welcome back.
Thank you very much, George. How are we both, gentlemen?
Yeah,
Very
good,
good.
good. How you been, mate? How's your week been? Not as hectic as ours, I hope.
Definitely not dealing with those sorts of problems. Dealing with other kinds of problems. Not problems, just opportunities. Right?
Opportunities. Yeah, that's what I should call them. Opportunities, like.
Yeah, they're just opportunities. No, having a good week. Doing a lot of thinking at the moment. Obviously, with conference out of the way from now 6 weeks. 6 weeks ago. We've done all the
6 weeks
tidying up.
already.
It's been 6 weeks
It feels
since
like the other
conference.
day. It feels like
Yeah,
the other
right.
day.
But it gives us some space now to think about the future of conferences, what's happening next year. We're trying to figure that out as quickly as we can. But also, I think after conference, everyone's got uh, a good energy about them. Everyone's really excited again about the program and what we can do and what the program's about. So putting a lot of time at the moment that's involves just it's a weird kind of work where it just involves like scribbling on a piece of paper and having conversations with people to try and think about how do we define a path forward to the future.
Um, David, now that the dust has settled on the conference,
Mhm.
what were the takeaway the takeaways that you guys and as a Dulux group got out of it?
So many takeaways. I think this year's conference was in Melbourne, so in a way, it was a really great way for so many people who may not get the opportunity to spend time with the program and with the members to be more involved because obviously the Dulux business is primarily based in Victoria and in Melbourne. So we had a huge number of actual Dulux employees at the conference, manning stalls as they always are, but also attending the different sessions as well. And what I noticed is just how much more visibility that gave the program inside of Dulux and how many more people wanted to talk to me about the program and about the conference afterwards. So I think that was having the conference in Melbourne, although the weather was typically Melbourne, there were some unintended consequences of having it in Melbourne as well that were really positive. It just means a lot more people are a lot more aware of what the program is about. Um, I think one of the big takeaways is that having a larger program, like a 2 day program, was hugely beneficial, not just because it meant we could pack more in. I think the feedback has been that it gave members more space to be able to talk, to be able to connect, to have deeper discussions. You got to talk to more people as well, and the different formats as well. Like within the conference, we obviously did the keynote speeches, but we also had a lot more socializing time, and we had workshops as well. People were moving around, and that really facilitated a lot more discussion as well. So, a lot more learnings, a lot of learnings from the format. But my biggest takeaway is maybe a philosophical one. The philosophical. Everyone's laughing already. That wasn't a joke. Everyone's laughing. That's fine. The biggest takeaway for me is philosophical, because I think even though we might program a conference, right? We think of what's going to happen from 9 till 10, then we'll go to a break, then we'll have expo, then we'll have the speaker, and we think about every minute and try and plan it, as much activity as possible. And I think what I took away was some of the most valuable moments from conference came for things that people wouldn't have actually have typically programmed. So it is the networking and the connectivity between people and the relationships, right? This is stuff that for people who've been in the program as long as you both have, it's very obvious. But I think I took it away more than ever that stuff is the stuff that I need to be facilitating more of, that organic connection. Which, how do you facilitate organic connection? It almost sounds like a hypocrisy to say those things altogether. But there's definitely a lot of thinking that I've been doing to try to think about the ways that we can do that in future, and you let the network grow through conference rather than me trying to feed information to others at the conference, which is maybe the way we've looked at it in the past.
Ivan, I know you've got some questions.
Always,
for David
I
or
laugh,
regarding
not because it
questions.
was funny, because it excites me when you say philosophical, because I know what you're going to say after that. But do you also find that now, how long have you been in the at Dulux for now, David? Has it been
3
three, 4
years,
years?
exactly 3 years.
Has it been 3 years?
Yeah.
Exactly 3 years. So you've also found your feet as well.
Definitely. I think there's a lot of noise with the program. And as time has gone on, I think the noise I've been able to clear through that noise of like, the program has it serves so many different people in so many different ways, both inside Dulux and for the members, different types of members. And I think trying to get to the absolute core of what the program is about and what will make the program successful, that has taken probably 2.5 years to really get to the bottom of it with that and clear through all the things that it does versus all the things that it should be doing.
So have you found that it'll move forward in a different way even just before this last conference compared to right after? Like, was it just the conference that changed all that?
No, I don't think so. I mean, there's definitely having Nick Slavic at this conference, and I got to personally spend a lot too much time. The only other person who probably spent as much time as I did with Nick was maybe George. Yeah.
I think I got a APL, one of those restraining orders on me, Dave. I swear.
Every time I turn around at conference,
I was
on Nick,
there.
George was next to him.
I couldn't help myself.
But no, we had.
So tell us, he was around for a little bit of Dulux for the week, wasn't he?
That's right. So we had Nick Slavic around for about a week after conference, and I tried to spend as much time with him as possible, just to try and pick his brain. I think the PCA, from what I understand, has been on a kind of transformation journey themselves over maybe like the past, say, 5 or 6 years, where they're also trying to zero in on what their purpose is and what the activities are that will help them achieve their strategy. And they're kind of further along that pathway. And so understanding from him how they made that come to fruition for the PCA was super helpful for me to start thinking about, okay, well, again, to help clear through the noise and give me a little bit of focus as well. But it's definitely been, if I could say one more thing, it's definitely been something that I've been mulling over for a while. There's been things happening in the background from the very beginning, from when I started. The advisory group has been chipping away at what the vision and mission of the program is. Whether we've landed it or not is a question mark, but it's something that's definitely been.
We're a lot closer than what we were 12 months ago.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Well, we didn't have one when I started.
Yeah.
We didn't have a vision. We didn't know what the purpose of the program was. We at least have something now that might be is close, at least, but maybe a bit long-winded. I think some is the feedback that I got from last time that we talked about it. But we're zeroing in on what purpose is, and I think once you zero in on purpose, and that then gives you focus, and then you can gather everyone around that focus and that purpose, and just run in the same direction. So we're chipping away at it, at those things that would steer the program in the right direction. And I think what conference has done is, instead of saying just continue chipping away and try to nudge the ship in the right direction, we've hit the brakes and we've just said, actually, no, let's just stop and think about a blank slate. What would a program that is designed around making painters more successful, if we were building that from scratch today, what would that look like? And then let's build around that. So that's more what conferences kind of allowed us to do, or been the catalyst in our thinking.
It sort of sounds like you found your reason why you're at Dulux. A little bit?
If I think back to my interview as to why I came to Dulux, it was always
That's my
to build
next
something.
question. Yeah. How did that happen? How did you get to Dulux? Like, tell us a little bit about
It's a long and winding road.
Let's wind.
that.
Let's unwind.
Maybe the part where you parked the car at Dulux. How did that work? The last 5 minutes, like the
Um,
interview and what they got you there for, and how you found that, and how that has
yeah,
changed maybe.
David,
yeah.
when you did have the interview, and what you're doing now, is it what you expected, or
No.
has it gone off to somewhere on a tangent, on a different path?
So my background before Dulux was definitely in like the digital and the strategy space. And so when I was brought in to look at the rewards program at Dulux, um, and to revamp that program and re-energize it and relaunch it. So we did a ton of back end work, and we like essentially again just started with a blank slate and said what does this thing need to be, what systems need to be in place. We built all of the digital stuff in the background to make it work properly, and as we came close to launch, I think the business was like, oh, we're going to have to do things a little bit differently around the rewards program. But what it means is we also want you to focus actually your time 100% to the accredited program. And so the accredited program hasn't had a fully dedicated program manager, in that, a person at Dulux whose only job is to look at the program and think about pushing it forward. That hasn't been the case for a while. And I think the business realized, oh, okay, maybe it's time we put some more energy behind the program and put David in a position where he can reinvigorate that as well. So I was always the program manager from when I started, but I was not I wasn't the primary part of my role.
How did that, I guess, who made that decision to get you in there focused 100%?
Uh, it was a decision that
Or
the
was it
business
you
made.
pushing the business made?
No, there was a decision the business made, but I think I had been clear in communicating that I actually really love the program
Yeah.
as well. So it was kind of one of those things that happened, and I wasn't completely upset about it because I actually found that the program was the accredited program was the more fulfilling part of my role in the first place.
Yeah.
Right. I like the fact that we were working on supporting small business owners, genuinely supporting them, and the greatest success metric for the program was seeing members also succeeding.
Yeah.
And so that whole thing was just, I was like, wow, what a fulfilling thing to get to do. I essentially just get to help people, and that's my job, is to try to help as many people as possible. It's very different to what I'd done in the past.
In terms going back to the conference, and this year's conference was, let's get real, it was pretty spectacular. I mean, you said that every minute was planned out, and a lot of money went behind it, got behind it. Moving forward next year, I mean, we're all going to expect, well, not expect, but you internally have an expectation to reach those goals again. But I'm pretty sure the goalposts have moved now in terms of financial restraints, etc. So how do we achieve, and we've spoken briefly about it, but how do we achieve the same bang for the buck sort of thing?
Question. I don't think we have all the answers. All we can do is to kind of take each of the learnings that we take away from each conference and build on top of what we've done in the past. I think we have done the member survey, and the survey results are really interesting, right? Particularly around conference. The things that people really connected with were things like the mental health workshop, the things like building teams and culture, things like, again, the social events and the ability for people to float and to connect with a whole range of different people throughout the day and the evenings. Those are the things that people really enjoyed out of the conference more than anything. So, we spent, it's no secret, we spent more money on this conference than we've ever spent on a conference, because it was meant to be the biggest, best conference ever. So in one sense, we did that, and we made sure that it was like the glitziest, the most glamorous, I guess, conference that we've ever had, right? But if it's about actually member value, i.e., making members better, then it's those other things that I started off talking about, the workshops where that are most highly valued and most impactful. We can actually prioritize that. Those things aren't actually expensive, because it's members connecting with members. It's us picking the right topics that they actually connect with and have a desire to hear about, like mental health, like building teams and culture, and dialing down some of the things that are big on paper, things like Mark Burris. Quite often these big name speakers are not the thing that people learn the most from. They might be the reason why people show up, but they're
That's
not
true.
the thing that people take the most from. So it's about trying to maybe play with the dials a little bit. So we turn down the stuff that's really big on paper, and then dial up those things that are actually free. Like I said, member connection is actually free, but finding a way to facilitate it is going to be the trick.
Did you like the 3-day instead of the 2-day conference day?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think there's no question. Everyone I've spoken to said that was better, a better format, more opportunity again to talk to each other. All the really good stuff. There was just more opportunity for it, and I think again the different types of formats that we could do workshops, we could do keynotes, we could have casual stand-up kind of bar networking events, then we could have sit-down formal gala dinners to celebrate the milestone members. It allowed us to do a lot more. Obviously, more days is more expense, but I think that in terms of balancing the cost and the impact of activities, I look at other things that we spend money on. I'm like, we're definitely not getting the impact out of that. So it becomes a bit of a trade-off that the program has to make over time, to say like, oh, well, maybe a 2 or 3 day, a longer conference program is more impactful, therefore more important than some of the other things that we might be spending money on.
Did you like a 3-day, Ivan? Did you like the 3 days?
I'd love a 5-day conference. It'd be amazing.
Of course you
I'd
would.
also like George to be the main speaker if we could on maybe the Tuesday or the Wednesday. One of the 2 days would be fine. He's getting quite good at it. I don't know if you've seen some of the stuff he's been doing, but he's getting quite good at it.
I don't know what I'm doing anymore.
You say you were emceeing at Westfield or something?
I'm not emceeing at Westfield. I'm emceeing a few 6 or 7 painters. That's about it.
Vaughn's joking, right? But there is absolutely no reason why we couldn't, in a few years' time, have members in the program presenting to other members.
It was a half joke as usual.
Sorry?
It was a half joke as usual from me.
Yeah. Well, there's no reason. I mean, look at the PCA. Most of the presenters that they have at their conference, and they have, 10 times the program that we have, because they're running over a whole week, and they're running day and night stuff in multiple rooms across the entire week. It's wild. But the way they're able to do that is that they find an expert within their network, and they elevate that person and say, you're the expert on commercial paints. And you know what? You're going to teach others how to do it. And we'll teach you how to teach others, but that's your thing now. You're the expert. Everyone comes to you whenever they've got questions. You produce the content around that. You're an expert on social media marketing. All right, you're doing a talk on that. You're the expert on sales pipelines. And they just do that. And that's a much better model, because bringing in external experts, you lose authenticity, you spend money, you're losing, like, they lack experience in the industry, and therefore they lack relevance, which means the message doesn't hit, which means it doesn't have impact. It's just overall a worse model for trying to actually elevate the industry and elevate members.
Actually, funny you say that. I'm now filming filming a series of from phone call to and David inspired me. Actually, not David. What was that young lady we met at Melbourne when we all got together last time, where she wanted to know more information about colour consultants, etc. Anyway,
Shelley.
Shelley,
Yeah.
that's it, Shelley. So I actually sent something to David, Ivan, like from the phone call to the wrap up stage. You know what I mean? So someone asked me that question, and I told him, and I go, you know what? Maybe a lot of other people want to know it. So I got Anthony filming me, not going deep into all the points, just a run through it. So you've got the skeleton of it, and you can do all the rest. Because if I give it to you, you're going to implement it differently to what I will implement it. So I hate micromanaging. So that's going to be interesting. I'll post it on the accredited Facebook when I film it. I'm halfway through it, but anyway, that's good. You know what? You know what I'd like to know. Now you've been you've been our fearless leader for 3 years, Dave. Okay, forget the Dulux and what they want. How would you like to see it moving forward? Like, how would it look in 5 years? The program.
Hold on, let me just hide this logo.
That's you personally now. You know, I mean, what we can achieve is one thing, but your vision for it.
The vision is a work in progress. I think we're on a journey to find that vision, and I'm not a dictator. I don't think that my vision is going to be the perfect idea of the world, and that everyone should come on board, and this is the way it's going to happen. I've got definitely some ideas, and I look forward to developing those ideas with the ideas of others, such as yourself, George, Ivan, the rest of the advisory group, and maybe even some external influences as well. You know, I want to reach out to a number of other member-based organisations that have been around longer than that program, exist in other industries, and try and learn from them how they have been able to stand the test of time, how they serve their members, how they define success, all that kind of stuff. And we can then synthesize all of that information, ideas from me, ideas from you, ideas from other industries and other member organizations, and take all that, synthesize it into one program that is better, right? Really, really roundabout way of answering your question, I admit. So I'm going to give you some ideas, some harder media ideas that I'm kind of throwing around at the moment. I think moving forward with the program, I want us to go back to what the program was originally started for. And
it was originally called something different, wasn't it?
I always talk about this, Ivan. So I'm glad you brought it up. The program was originally called Painting Partners in Profit, the Triple P.
Yeah.
Right? The original founding members came together with Dulux, and the two parties, painters on one side and Dulux on the other, came together and they said, Dulux, if you invest in us, make us better, we'll run better businesses, we'll be more successful, we'll buy more paint, you become more successful as well. It's a simple formula, right? Everyone's got an incentive for this thing to work. I think I mentioned much earlier on, there's a lot of noise that's happened over 25 years. We've grown and we've built this great program with a lot of extra stuff now added on. And a lot of people have ideas of what the program should be about, but that to me is the absolute core, making painters more successful, right? Now, I think there's a lot of ways you can do that, as we've learned over the last 25 years in the different evolutions of the program. So I don't claim to have all the answers on how we'll do that. But for me, moving forward, the program is just focus on that concept of making painters more successful. And trying to figure out what that looks like.
Ivan?
He's definitely done it in the last 18 months since I've been paying close attention.
Yeah.
Definitely. I'd love to see the next 5 years like that. I'd like to see the next 15 years like that. So that would basically mean that the painters need to somewhat change a little bit and change their attitude on what they expect from the program. I mean, I got a WhatsApp message late last night about program and the can they come in and replace the head torch that no longer works after 7 months, because that's the best thing they got out of the program. And that's from my local patch here in Geelong. So do we need to change what the painters expect out of the program, or do we need to attract a different type of painter to the program?
That's a good question. A very good question.
I think we create something that is so attractive that it acts as a magnet for people who are right for the program. And naturally, what will end up happening is if people are in the program for a head torch, if that's why they're paying $1,300 a year for a head torch, that's not great ROI for them either, right? So we laugh and giggle, right? But I want those members to have the opportunity to know that there's more out there within the program, that they can engage with, the more value they can get out of it. And but yeah, ultimately, I think I want to design a program that's so bloody attractive that people are magnetically attracted to what it is we do and what we stand for and the way that we do it all.
You know what? Because I have been in the program for a while, and you're right, Ivan. The last 18 months, you said, maybe 2 years, I think the program has visibly moved forward, and in a rapid pace, actually.
In very quick, yeah, 100%.
Rapid pace. The years gone by, it felt like it was very stagnant. And look, I don't know the reasons why, but that's how it felt. But you can feel movement, you know what I mean? Be it just around you, you know, about the conversation when other painters talk to you and realize that you are accredited, or you're in the position that we are. You can see their interest and their ears pricking up. So that's a good thing, and that's the facts at the moment. But you know what I'm interested in? So Dulux does a really good job in marrying the paint to the dog. We relate those two things. You know, if they can manage to relate the paint to the accredited program or the accredited paint to a painter, that's when the program will be kicking goals, and you'll be getting those elite businesses knocking on your door, David. That's just my view. Now, I know it's more marketing than actual nuts and bolts and what we're talking about. But that's I guess that's thrown back onto Dulux lap sort of thing, sort of you know, us. Well, we can suggest it obviously, but it's more them than us. Is that right?
I don't disagree with the idea. It would definitely add value, but I think if I come back to this idea of what is this program about, and what if we were really hyper focused on what this program is about, i.e., making painters more successful, I think there are other ways to do that before we get to that point. And I say that because I think it's more valuable to teach a man to fish than to just give them a meal then and there on the spot. I think that's what that's doing, is it's actually supplementing a good business for, you know, Dulux is kind of filling the hole of a good business there. We'll say, oh, don't worry, we'll send you heaps of, we'll do heaps of promotion for you. We'll fill your pipeline. Don't worry about converting it. It'll all be really high quality stuff. They'll convert itself. Like, all that stuff is business, right? And if you're not able to do that on your own before you join the program, then I think that's concerning. Or at least if you're not willing to learn how to do that before you join the program, then that's my biggest, because you might join the program to learn how to do those things, and that's great. We want those people too. You don't have to be perfect, but ultimately, yeah, it comes back to wanting to teach a man to fish before we actually give them fish.
Ivan, when you joined, and your initial thoughts, what did you want to get out of it, or what did you think you'd get out of the program?
I can tell you the story about how I joined. It's
Please.
actually a funny one. We had a really long-term rep here in Geelong, Sean Thomas. Shout out to Sean. I think he was rep for like 18 years, 19 years in the area. Fantastic, well-loved guy, really good for Dulux, really good for the painters here in Geelong. And I called him with an issue one day where I was starting to do some work for the Port of Melbourne Authority down where the Spirit of Tasmania used to dock. And they basically said to me, we'll talk about warranties and this, that, the other. And they said, are you backed by a paint manufacturer? And I sort of said, what do you mean backed by a paint manufacturer? And they said, well, as a manufacturer said that you're a licensed applicator. And at that time, I had no idea. I was like, I guess maybe. And I just called the rep, and the rep said, look, there's something similar that's at the moment, it's sort of, Dulux wants to have painters that are reputable. They want painters that, hold to their standard. And I think, you're the way that you operate, it's pretty good anyway. You're on a, let's just catch up for a coffee and see where you want to take your business. And after having a really short coffee with him, he said, look, yeah, I'd love for you to come on the Dulux Accredited. And that's how I joined. Like, I just wanted to know, is there a way that I can become better? And for that to happen, I would need the manufacturer to back me in what I do every day. And if the manufacturer is going to back you in your work, then you're obviously going to be good. So I didn't really need anything from Dulux. I just wanted to become better in what I was doing. What they did for my business later and all the little training courses and all that stuff, that came as a byproduct of me realizing that there was an accredited program for a painting company. So I don't know if I've answered your question in a roundabout way, but
how about since then, since the initial push or the initial join, since then, what do you find the most valuable part of the program? Besides meeting me and Dave.
Apart from the head torch,
very important.
I would say that would be, if you listed everything that the program does, I reckon that would sit at the bottom of my list of things the program does for painters. From the training to the brand awareness to the product awareness that we can gain by being in the store more, and from the leads that you get, whether they're generated through the stores or through our own signage, conference, speaking to like-minded painters that want to uphold the standard that you uphold. And again, I keep drumming on about it. Geelong, Christmas capital, maybe the paint capital of Australia one day. We'll see.
Possibly.
Where we've just got a good culture here, where the accredited painters are fantastic, every single one of them. I'd happily join them in any jobs that they've got, and that I'd have them on my jobs. And we've just got a good culture where everybody holds to a really high standard and wants to be better humans, be better painters, and align perfectly with what I think that Dulux stands for in the industry. And the fact that they've got an accredited program and investing money back into the program. Hopefully, powers that be invest more money from Dulux into the program to make sure that we do all get better, from the guy that just joined, that is just starting out on his own, to the 25-year program member and mentor of the industry. I just think that it aligns with my business perfectly. Like, there isn't anything that I could say bad about the program at all. Apart from the head torch, which I've heard malfunctions. I actually
like the head torch. It's good. I've used it once or twice. There you go. I'll second all that. Beside the Sydney part or the Geelong part of it, Sydney's a little bit of a jungle, but all the other points that Ivan brought up, I'll second that and more. And Dave, we've spoken about this before. I like the education. Beside the networking, I like the education part of it, especially around the business conversation. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, we're businessmen, or supposedly painters, but we're businessmen who actually put some paint on walls. You know what I mean? So
you guys You guys are just way too complimentary.
And this time it was him, not me. This time it was Ivan.
I haven't even started complimenting David. Wait till I start complimenting
Wait till we
David.
start complimenting. No.
Yeah.
Personally.
Do I need to leave this podcast?
Well, you know what? We're going to have a round table pretty soon, Dave. And should we invite David? I don't know. We're going to talk about the issues of the issues in the industry, and we're going to get the whole board up here.
Look, I think George, just quickly before we move on, those three words. I mean, this is probably the first time I've written them down. Painting partners in profit. I mean, if that's what we are in business, that's what we are with our suppliers, that's what we are with our clients, that's what we are with our applicators, you are painting partners, and you got to turn profit. Because if you don't turn profit, you can't even reinvest it back into your business and your family and things around you to make everything better. So I think that's perfect. Do we have to go back 25 years to get the answer of moving forward?
Can I touch on that? Because I'm not sure if you're aware, David, we got a few cassette tapes when we joined the program because it wasn't called accredited. It wasn't called accredited. I might see if I can dig them out. It was called Painting Partners in Profit, and it was some gentleman from America who I can't remember his name, and he spoke on these, and he spoke very simply in the things that we're doing actually now, which is a regular occurrence for us, day in and day out. He was talking about it, simple things, the signs and all the other bits and pieces. And I'll see if I can dig them out and send them to you. Maybe it's something which we should go back to basics and listen to them and see what you're going to extract from them. Because I know you're a man who's looking for knowledge all the time. You know what I mean? Little glimpses of something, little chunks of nuggets of gold, as they say.
Yeah, I think saying going back to basics isn't doing it justice. It comes back to focus, right? And that's what I think going back to painting partners in profit, that's what that does, is it gives you focus on what this thing is about. I don't think people who, I feel really bad now, we're targeting this person about the head torch. But I'm going to bring it up again.
He's going to hear about it through this. Don't worry.
If he or she hears about this, I just want you to know we're not targeting you. It's just a really good example.
I've got to have torches.
Yeah, right. And what's happening in that situation is that person's not getting any value in any other ways from the program, so that the head torch is the only physical thing that they can see and touch. And so all of a sudden, their whole life becomes about this head torch, right? And that's maybe part of the mistake we've made by growing the program over time and getting distracted and doing other things. And that's what I want to come back to, is just focus on what is the value. If that person has a problem in their business, whether it comes down to they're not making enough money on jobs, they're not generating enough leads, not converting enough leads, their operations are a mess, whatever it is that the problem is, I want to be able to sit down with that person and actually fix that problem. That's what the program should be doing, or at least setting them in the direction of fixing that problem. So painting partners in profit, if I was to sit down that person and say, I'm really sorry about the head torch, but I want to partner with you to make you more profitable, you'd be like, sure, let's do it. Don't worry about the head torch.
Yeah, definitely.
Right. So it gives us focus.
You got anything for us, Ivan, before we wrap it up?
I'm excited to see your quickfire questions for David.
Well, I've already done it to him. I've already done it.
We did it last time. What can I do, mine?
It'll be rehashing old wounds for David if I keep on doing that.
I've got a couple.
Go for it.
Before we get into that, by the way, I was amazed by how many people came out of the woodwork and were like, oh, you know what? I love 2-pack too. People in the DAP community are really into
That's how I got out of it.
There you go. Who knew? Gangster rap is one of the most popular genres in the DAP community. Maybe that can be my intro song at conference next year.
I want to see, David, I want to see you and your brother-in-law coming out on stage for some 2-pack.
That can be arranged.
That can be arranged, yeah.
That can be
And then
arranged.
George will follow on as the main speaker of the day.
I don't
See,
know about
there's your
that.
day two. Day two is done. It's easy.
Zero cost, Dave.
Yeah, I
Yes.
like it.
Zero cost.
I feel like a half day we haven't spent a cent. This is going to be easy.
David, what's your dream destination for conference
Oh,
in
yeah.
2030? 2030. Like if you could now pick a dream destination.
The dream destination, and we're obviously pretending like there are no rules, no constraints.
Well, there's no rules, but you've got to make it obviously that it's still a conference. You're not taking, 942 people hiking.
Oh, come on.
No, but seriously, what would be your dream destination for conference?
My mind went to Vegas first, right?
Okay.
Definitely not Vegas, but I went to Vegas first, but I just know we'd lose everyone to casinos. So we're definitely not doing Vegas. I'm going to say my mind's now leaning towards like Thailand because we can get a lot of bang for buck there. No pun intended. So I think that's definitely up there. I think it's an amazing place. We would have such an amazing time. It'd be a great adventure. It'd be really fun. Plenty of venues for these sorts of conferences, that sort of thing. But the third option that I would love to consider is like somewhere like Europe, maybe. Imagine us all. DAP takes over Sicily or something. That would be amazing.
See where he's going. You see how profitable he's trying to make our painters that we can all afford to go to Europe for a week-long conference. Let's make it 10 days. We're in Europe. Who cares?
Bugger up. Make it 10 days.
You told me that there's no constraints. Okay?
There's no constraints. You're the one coming up with the budget, not me. It's fine. I don't mind.
I've actually got my Italian lesson this evening with my tutor. So that's it's a selfish reason why.
Another selfish reason.
Every time I do something for a selfish reason, it ends up being really good for the program, right? So it seems to pan out.
You're learning Italian?
I'm learning Italian. My wife is of Italian background, and I've been trying to teach myself for a long time now, for a few years, and I think I've just gotten to the point where I need professional help. Yep. And then I've gotten a tutor as well. So,
are you trying to figure out what the in-laws are saying about you? Is that where it's all coming from, or?
You can tell from the tone; it's not good.
Oh yeah, I'm married to a Napolitan, and you know what? When they're talking about me or when they're swearing at me, I know all about it. Don't worry, I know all about it in that room. I know all about it. And she's a Napolitan. You can imagine the fire out of this one. God bless.
Yeah. So I am learning Italian, and a DAP conference somewhere in Italy could be very helpful for my.
How many languages do you speak?
Poorly. I still only speak 2 languages. Let's be honest. I speak Arabic and English poorly. And then I've been trying to learn Italian for a few years. But I used to work for a Japanese company. I tried learning Japanese then. I used to work for a German company. I tried learning German. Not much has been retained for those other languages, but tried learning Spanish at one time just because I thought it would help me pick up more girls.
You'd be able to get around. I'm assuming you'd be able to get around with Japanese and German by now.
Oh, not anymore. Not with German.
Not anymore.
Japanese, it's really easy. You just got to learn to say, like, I'm really sorry in about 5 different ways based on how badly you've messed up.
How badly you've messed up.
So you need lots of levels of sorry in Japanese. And then there's one line I would use everywhere. I'd just walk into a place, say, hi, my name is David. Can you, and please favor me. You say they've got this one line, yoroshiku onegaishimasu, which means please give me favor. Please look after me.
Please look after me. I like that.
Yeah. And so I'd use that, and I'd go into a restaurant and be like, whatever you recommend. You just a couple of phrases here and there that saw me have the best time in Japan ever.
What a great culture.
But I can't really speak it. I just have phrases here and there.
You'd be able to impress me, for example, and that's enough. It's fine.
He's already impressed me, Ivan. He's
I'm
already
impressed.
impressed me.
I was impressed a long time ago.
He already impressed me.
So, Sydney or Melbourne, now that you've lived in both?
I my answer is always the same. Melbourne at night, Sydney during the day. If you prefer daytime activities, Sydney's weather and geography always win. And then
Great
if
answer.
you're
Well done.
nighttime activities, Melbourne's an amazing city. Bars, restaurants, getting around from one neighbourhood to the other, just being able to do all that, especially like clubbing and all that stuff's way better in Melbourne.
He's right.
This is another this or that. George or Travis? I'm really interested to hear which.
I'll never pick Travi. I'll never pick Travi. Travi's the coolest. Travi's the coolest. Can't wait till his Weber comes out.
Mark Stewart's going to be upset that he wasn't thrown in the mix.
Marky Stewart.
I thought you might put me under, do the old, what happened to Albanese recently? Is Shag, Marry, Kill with Kylie Minogue? Like Shag, Marry, Kill with the advisory group.
You'll have to deal with him, not me. It's all right. So when you're not flying business class, David, aisle seat or window?
A private jet, every seat's an aisle and a window, right? So,
just wondering for the US trip next year.
I'm definitely an aisle seat person. I just don't like being hemmed in.
Cool.
That was good. That was fun. Much better than my questions.
And your coffee order. That's the other one. And actually, I've got two questions after that. What's your coffee order?
That's interesting too, because I know there's two.
Okay. My coffee order for a long time has been piccolo. Recently, my barista yelled at me. They were like, "That's a terrible order."
Because it's like we were drinking that 20 years ago, and it's not cool anymore. What is it now?
Yeah,
Magic. Yeah, Magic.
Exactly. Exactly what happened. The barista yelled at me. I was like, "That's a crap order." I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I really enjoy piccolo. What's going on here?" So she sat there lecturing me about why a Magic is better. And I'm like, but a Magic comes with too much milk for me. And I tried to put the case forward that a Magic has too much milk. But she told me that can be solved by asking for less milk. So now I'm one of those guys, which is not a piccolo.
Well, close.
She was very passionate. Apparently a Magic is 2 ristretto shots, which is a really short shot. And a piccolo is one medium shot. It's a medium pool. So
you can ask for a piccolo with a ristretto.
Ooh.
But this is the whole thing, right? I also don't want to
why are they complicating things so much? It was never complicated back in the day.
I don't want to be this complicated. I like that I just walk. People be like, "Can I have a half skim almond, this and that, with caramel and a froth and the thing on top?" No, I just want to walk up and be like, "This is my coffee. Can you make it for me, please?" You know. But now, no, I'm now that complicated. I'm on my journey.
You're that complicated guy now.
Can I get a Magic with 2 ristretto shots, but half milk, please? Not too hot, but not too cold. You know.
So if I ask you to give 3 shout outs, you'll know where I am. What's your cafe? What's your favorite cafe?
My favorite cafe, Pulcinella in Brunswick is my favorite cafe. They're a little Italian pastry shop. If you're in the advisory group, you'll know them because
that's my third question. You got me.
Everything leads back to pastries. So,
everything leads back to pastries. Love it.
Let me tell you, the pastries we had last, wow.
Man.
Wow. That was good, Dave.
The Vibe Italian is doing these ones.
We've got nothing like this
I was like, I'll try one. Oh, man, I was embarrassed how many times I got up to have those pastries, man. Jeez.
I had 3.
Yeah, wow. They do the best sfogliatelle. They do the best cannoli. Oh. They're exceptional. And you walk in there, all the staff are speaking Italian, all the customers are speaking Italian. You know, I'm in there. They're like, "What are you doing here? Come on."
Is that in Brunswick?
It's in Brunswick on Sydney Road. I can't recommend it enough. It's my favorite cafe just because of how authentic it is. And of course, the pastries and the cakes and the pizzas, everything is just the best.
So Anna and myself, my wife and myself, we sort of chase cannoli. We compare everything to cannoli or these things, and we thought we had a really good one here in Sydney. After I tried your ones, I tried to convince her that no. Dave's got the best ones, and she doesn't believe me. I'm going to fly it down, Dave. I'm going to fly it down. And I'm going to go to that coffee shop, and I'm going to go and come and see you two over at the same weekend.
George, I've got to ask you a question. How come you never bring Anna to conference?
She's the one who doesn't want to come. She's the one who doesn't want to come. She came for the first 15 years, I reckon. And for some unknown reason, lately she hasn't come. I keep on asking, but there you go. So I don't know.
Has she seen photos of you, George, at the last conference?
Sorry?
Has she seen the photos of you at the last conference in Melbourne?
I'm sure she has, yeah.
If I was your wife, I would definitely go with you to conferences.
You're the best.
Not letting you travel like that.
You're the best.
No chance, man.
I love this.
Serious?
This has been the best pod,
No chance.
I love how we started talking about conference and we're finishing talking about coffee. This is the best pod. You said last time I think we got high 20s, early 30s for Dave's pod. We're going to get 40s for this one just because of the coffee conversation. I'm going to clip that. That's what I'm clipping up, by the way, to put on the socials. I'm clipping the coffee stuff up.
No, I love it.
Coffee orders always do.
Our coffee.
Love it. You got to have a favorite coffee shop. You got to have a favorite barber that you visit. You can't let that guy go either. You always have a great fade. That's why I brought it up. So,
you got a favorite barber, Dave?
I don't have a favorite. It's just the default. The only guy who knows how to cut my hair. When you've got curly hair, you've got unique problems, George. This is the thing. So you need a specialist.
Do you?
My boy he's Sudanese. Final Touch, also on Sydney Road. If you're in the north of Melbourne, Final Touch. He's great. He's amazing. Knows how to handle curly hair. Yeah. And he's always got the soccer on in the background. Again, authenticity is key for me.
Yeah, look, the simple things in life. Simple things.
Yes. Yeah.
You know what? We're approaching an hour, so I don't want to take too much of your gentleman's time. Dave, thank you. It's been a hoot, as I say. It's been a blast. It's been great. We learned a little bit more about the program, and I can't wait for the next time you visit us, which I'm sure you're going to be a regular contributor here. And co-host, always a pleasure, Ivan. Always a pleasure, brother.
Thanks, George. Appreciate it, man. Thanks, David. Thanks for saying yes.
Yes.
Always. This is the easy part of running the program, just talking about it.
Yeah, for sure.
But no, thank you for having me, and look forward to coming on. Hopefully, once we've got any kind of updates around how we're focusing the program around, painting partners in profit.
I love that.
George, we might be able to do one in October, November when we're all together.
Funny you say that. I'm looking to buy a microphone which I can put in the middle of the table. We can all sit around the table and talk. And I want to be specific in the talk. I want to call it the round table of
I think it's a great idea.
The round table, and I want to talk about specific problems out in the field, be it in the field or be it in the office, in terms of as you call it, our tech stack or whatever. And even if it goes for 2 hours, I can cut it up. I think it'll be invaluable, because that room we walk into, or that Zoom we have when we did that Zoom with David, some of the contributors are in there. I call them more heavyweights, yourself and or Mark and all of them. So much knowledge. And Mark's the one we did with Mark's coming out tomorrow, I think, and I've heard it back a few times. And sure, he did a bit on the mental piece, like he always does. But in general, it was a hard hitting show. So when you hear it, Dave, as we know, Mark's always got something to say, and when he says it, he waits. But when he speaks, he speaks with purpose and purpose and direction. So Mark's always got value. So thank you for listening to the pod, everybody. again, thank you to David, and always our man from the Geelong Maxi Blue man himself, Ivan. Thank him. We'll be back in a fortnight with another guest. Good night, everybody.